right, so determination, right?
Yep.
We kind of touched on it a little bit. Like, it's like about walking the walk, after you're doing the talking, And it's like a lot of people, in my experience, and individuals I know, they say they're going to do a lot of things, right? And they have that determination. They have that vision in mind. But they lack the resources within themselves to complete, like to actually follow through with it, right? And make that vision that they have manifest. And, it's dependent on your environment. It's dependent on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And we also touched on this, your mental diet and what you expose yourself to, right? Because if you're like, okay, dude, I really want to do this, and this kind of touches on what you really want, right? Like, is it a true desire, right? Is it a true want? Is it something you genuinely and authentically want within your life?
Well, really, I feel like true desire is like more of a need.
Yeah, a need.
It's spiritual fulfillment in my opinion.
Okay.
But
that's
back
really
to what you're
good.
saying.
Yeah, that's really good actually. Perfect. But going off that, you have to kind of really take a step back in observation into the unknown and kind of like your subconscious mind, right? Because your subconscious mind knows everything, right? And it influences you every single second of your life, but you're not aware of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, we are only consciously aware of like 5 to 10 to 15% of our whole entire consciousness, right? Mm-hmm. And so when things come in to our consciousness, we become aware of it. And we have to be very, I guess you could say, mindful and conscious of like what we are exposing ourselves to. Because if I'm constantly watching entertainment videos that distract me from like what I truly want to do, or like just really anything that distracts you from what you want to do, it's okay to have those mediums, like watching a TV show, like spending time with your friends, like absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if it distracts you, it's going to throw off your determination, right? And it's going to throw you off course. It's going to contaminate what's going on. And so your mental diet has to be in check, along with just your whole entire diet within your life. Like, how is your lifestyle, right? Because if this determination is coming from a place of authenticity, if it's coming from a place of genuine want, right, and spiritual fulfillment, then it has to be in alignment with your lifestyle. Because and like what you're doing on a daily basis. Because if it's not, then it's just a thought at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like a fleeting motivation, I feel like is the best word for it, because it's like, that's exactly what it is. It's like, it's, motivation is temporary, determination should be forever. And it's like that's willpower too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, I feel like determination and willpower is the resistance of temptation. To just like, everywhere around you there exists distraction. There is laziness.
Everything that is made to fulfill us is made to destroy us at the same time.
Yeah, but it's like there's all these distractions to pull you off the true way. But determination is putting on the blinders and getting tunnel vision to the goal. Now, could be short term, could be long term, could be anything. If you're determined to get shit done, and it's resonating in here, even if it's like not really, something you necessarily want to do, if it's a checkpoint that you have to get past, and you hate it, if you fucking hate it with every fiber of your being, you maliciously despise something, you fucking punch through that wall.
100%, and like what you just said is very, like, you have to do that, right? Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of people look at a task and they look at it in its entirety, right? Which is good, because you're being aware of like what the fuck you have to do, right? But like, how are you going to get there? What steps are you going to take? And like a lot of times it's not just going to be one big fucking step. Like, okay, here I am, and then here's the goal. I'm just going to
I'm not jumping.
It's baby steps, right? And those baby steps over time add up, right? Like, it could be, I want to be fucking jacked. I want to be a fucking bodybuilder, right? Yeah. And what do you know? Like, let's just say you're a skinny fat type of kid, like I was when I first went in there, right? Yeah. And over time, you start with the right resources, with the right things in mind, with the determination, with the mental set, with that spiritual fulfillment, with your lifestyle being in balance. over time, you're not just gonna get muscles in a day. That's just not how it works. You got to break down the muscle. You got to fuel yourself. You got to, you got to do all these things, all these steps. And sure, you might not get gains right away, but after 3, 6, 9, 12 months, you'll definitely see a difference. Maybe it might not be incredible, but like, it also depends on your genetics. But hard work beats what is innate, right?
Yeah.
Because and not to deter from what is innate, but like you can always add on to what you already have, right? Like talent, right?
Yeah.
Natural talents. Like if someone that's talented and hardworking, that's like a combination for success, right?
Yeah.
But if someone's like not naturally has natural talent, like say I'm not naturally muscular, but like I fucking work my ass off in the gym, going 5 times I'll say 5 times a day, 5 times a week. Imagine 5 times a week for like years, and it makes a difference.
Yeah.
You can overcome how you naturally are, at least genetic wise, in the gym. That's in that sense.
Yeah, and that, like going back to that again, it's like that determination is like so strong. It's like such a good point, because it's like you see, like, and it's going back to the thing. So it's like you see where you are in terms of like your relation, like to the end goal. But there's people. Like, I'm going back to the whole there are no shortcuts thing. Everybody wants an easy way out.
Yeah,
everybody is like, how can I do this
including
quickly?
myself.
Yeah. Everyone finds themselves like, fuck, how can I do this the quickest? And like, sometimes there's a smarter way to do it, which cuts down on time, because you don't just have to bang your head against the wall every time. But sometimes that's all you got to do.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But it's like, everybody wants a shortcut. And like, I was talking to one of my friends about this, and she was like, she has made so much progress, that, like, in part, like, by herself, but also in part thanks to me, because I've been kind of helping her along the way. But she was like, she's losing weight, she's like she had crippling social anxiety, like depression, and now she's like, she's turning it around, and I'm seeing a better person. I'm seeing that same person, but not mired in the negativity. Gotcha. And it's like, personally, I'm like, I feel great that I helped you achieve your better self. And it's like, that makes me feel good, helping people. But it's like that same thing. She was just like, I just want to, like, she talked about liposuction. I'm like, that's not. You can keep that up. It's like there's no easy way.
So how about you can't get the habits? The habits are still there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there is no easy way, and once you accept that fact, like nothing will hold you back. It's like this shit's hard, but it's the only way.
Yeah.
Or there are workarounds to certain problems,
for sure.
But it's just like that's another perspective thing. It's an outside angle.
Yeah.
But even with that outside angle, like sometimes. The hardest path is the path to least resistance. Yeah,
100%. It's like, a lot of times within consciousness, spirituality, there's a kind of non-doing, right? There's like, there's effortless effort, right? And it's kind of something, how we've been conditioned, right? Yeah. And how, from our parents, to external, to internal, right, we can develop effortless effort when we're tackling different activities and different things, right? And it starts with you reconditioning your mind, right? Reconditioning your subconscious mind through your conscious mind. And this is what you expose yourself to. This is your mental diet. This is literally everything, because everything that comes in through these 2 eyes, everything that we interpret subconsciously influences us, right? Within this present moment, here and now. And the more that we can recondition our mind, and when you look at things through meditation, when you look at things through just different mediums of, it could be like yoga, it could be some type of exercise, right?
Could be art.
Could be art, anything, right? It's almost like when we think through our minds, right? Things get way more exaggerated and like holy shit, dude. You're looking at the whole picture like, I can't do this, dude. I can't do this. But it's almost like the more you recondition your mind, you're like, okay. Through meditation, you observe your thoughts, right? You observe these incoming influencers, such as feelings, emotions, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, this is all happening to me. But you almost kind of get in like a flow state, right? And really is effortless flow, because you're it's like a basketball player who is putting 110% into winning every single game, but it's not like he's not even trying to do that. It's just happening. It's just how he is.
Reflex.
Yeah, it's reflex. It's instinctual. It's intuitive, right? It's just what is happening. It's happened to me when I'm working out. It's happened to me when I'm in a basketball game, like in these physical activities, when I'm meditating, right? And when you meditate, all distractions are aside. You are who you truly are, right? And that's just how you are within this moment. It kind of goes back to this whole entire self-reflection, right? Because our bodies work without us understanding how they work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Like there's this intelligence working without us actually understanding how it works, right?
Yeah.
We're not doing that. And in a sense, that kind of idea, how it's working without us conceptually understanding it, if you can kind of see where I'm going with that, is it's just like it's natural. It's just naturally happening.
Yeah. And going back to the flow state thing, that's a byproduct of determination.
Yeah.
That is like achieved by nothing more than sheer practice.
Yeah.
Now, I have a real legit flow state story. This happened like earlier this week or last week. Me and my like roommate and friend Hayden were playing like Super Smash Bros. And we've been playing like here and then all like on and off all year, and we've been getting so much better. Like if you look at us now, us playing now and us playing back then, there's two different things. But when we were going ham, and there's like at the very last like life of the match, I fucking like my mind, like my fucking vision slowed down, and my fingers moved without me even thinking it. And I fucking sniped him.
Yeah.
And I won. And I'm like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, you're like,
that's no mind.
Yeah,
that is the flow state. And like, I didn't really recognize it back when I was in judo, but that moment so quickly, it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, you get into it without you even thinking it. Yeah,
exactly.
or trying.
That was me acting without thinking. Like literally, everything slowed down.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was just a movement that wasn't my own, but it was my own.
Yeah, but you somehow knew what to do exactly in that moment in time. You're like, okay, if I do, like, obviously you didn't think it through your mind. It just like,
it literally just happened.
It just happened. Yeah.
Like I'm competitive, clearly, but it's very much like I can like read my opponent. I have the fundamentals within this game. It's like spacing, like movement concepts.
Yep.
All these are like related to my thought process. I'm thinking extremely quickly to better counter my opponent. But in that moment, like everything was numb. Nothing in my mind, no thoughts were driving this action. It was pure, unadulterated reflex from pure practice.
Yeah.
And like, people have attempted to just kind of harness that at will, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
But the only byproduct of that, like to achieve flow state, you must first have your it is the byproduct of practice and determination.
Set your intention.
Yeah. So if you're determined to achieve like mastery in a subject or not, so like a art, for example, you will work at that every day you can, even if it's like not conscious. Like when I was doing judo, I would be like just sitting like thinking how I could better achieve perfection in my art, and randomly in my head I'm like, oh, that's good. Like I'd watch something and I'd internalize it and memorize it, and I try it, and it's like just practice, experimentation.
Yeah.
But then you reach a moment where your body's like, it's time, and then you execute something perfectly without even thinking of it.
Thanks.
I think that's happened to me once before.
Yeah.
But that's it was in a video game environment again, but also I did it in a judo tournament. But it's the same thing. It is practice is the byproduct of determination, and the flow state is a byproduct of practice.
Yeah, 100%. It's the flow state is achieved. Like people can set their intention, and enter a flow state. When people are like, when they're thinking, they're like, why can I not enter a flow state right now? Like, I just can't. It's because, like, they're trying to do it through thought, right?
Yeah.
And, like, that's just not how it works, right? You've got to completely take a step back into being, right? And being this is something I literally experience, like, pretty much every time in meditation. It's getting rid of this start-finish mentality, right?
Yes.
And
it is existence.
It's literally entering the objective reality, right? And being with all that is around you, right? And it's in a sense meditation, right? Making your life a meditation. And because when we're living in a start-finish mentality, we're always like, okay, here I am now, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish this whenever I get this progress, and this is gonna be done, right?
Yeah.
And you're always thinking like in that term, like that is your mindset, right? Going into everything. And it's so weird to me because this is something I've been kind of like making more conscious of. When you release that, when you let go of that start-finish mindset and you be with all that is, it's so freeing, right? And it's effortless because it's just there already. It's complete. It's just how it is, right? Because you're letting go of all beliefs, all labels, but it's also hard at the same time because your mind is not used to that. Right, and your conscious brain is not used to that, but your intuition knows that's like how you should be, right? And thoughts should only be used as a tool, rather than constantly running your life through like just constant autopilot stream of thought.
Yeah.
And the more you can, I guess, end that start-finish mentality, you can enter that flow state without even trying, and you can make a conscious effort. But some people unwind from thought completely, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
But if you're aware of that, it's amazing. It's like such a freeing and salvation type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be for 5 seconds. It can be for a lifetime. Some people can call that enlightenment, but that's at the end of the day, it's just an idea.
System,
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like the whole deal is like the flow state is called no mind for a reason. Because you're not.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You are thoughtless. You empty. You sever all of your connections to the world, and you look inward. And from that inward looking comes external achievement.